Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. I want to read something to you guys that I picked up yesterday when I was at the doctor's office, and it's titled, Opioid Crisis Hits Home. Meredith Rose Weinstein Baskin. People tell me I'm strong. I'm not. I'm actually really private about my grief, but I choose to speak up for Meredith. That's how I find the courage to talk about the illness that took her away from us. Meredith Baskin died August 8th, 2018 at the age of 34 of a fentanyl overdose. Her brothers began writing the obituary soon after we found out she was gone, but when I read it, it didn't include all the details, and I said no. We need to tell her story, not just about her life, but also her death. Her story through the obituary has been shared across social media widely in an effort to raise awareness about the opioid epidemic. I'm here to tell you, drugs don't care what you look like. Drugs don't care what your income is. Addiction can affect anyone. It has nothing to do with color, race, income, intelligence. Once, when visiting Meredith at a rehab facility, I made a remark I now regret. I stereotyped one of the recovering addicts who, I felt, looked the part. Meredith gently reminded me that he was just like her and she was right. Meredith could have been your friend, sister, daughter, or co-worker. She grew up in our little quiet Little Rock neighborhood and attended local public schools. She was independent, a bit of a challenge, but a fun child with lots of friends and a great sense of humor. She was smart and became a nurse because she loved helping people. In so many ways, Meredith's life is just like thousands of other Arkansans who find themselves battling addiction. My daughter was introduced to opioid painkillers after injuring her back in a sledding accident. As a nurse, Meredith was aware pretty early on that she was becoming addicted. When she finally told me, I did everything in my power to get her help. I stayed with Meredith through withdrawals, sought out therapists, and got her into rehab programs, including one in Los Angeles at a long-term facility. Meredith successfully completed the program and was living independently, but still getting outpatient counseling when she relapsed. Anyone who has lost someone to substance abuse disease or SAD always goes through a lot of what ifs. With Meredith, there has been so many breakthroughs. She was doing so well in the days before she died, people noticed something was wrong. Her therapist said she showed up disheveled and unbathed. Others noticed changes in her too. Why didn't they say anything? Why didn't anyone stay with her? I had called Meredith in Los Angeles, but got a text back that she couldn't talk and would call later. My daughter never called me back. Instead, I got a call in the middle of the night from a coroner across the country telling me my child was gone. I can't stress this enough. If someone you know is struggling with addiction, the cravings do not go away. Meredith would tell me this every time she got sober. Mama, I want to live clean like this, but I still crave it. That's why it's so important to check on addicts face to face. If you think they are using, ask them point blank and offer to get help. Friends and family need to celebrate the recovery milestones, and it's important for the addict to know that someone loves them no matter what. In fact, I used to tell Meredith all the time that I loved her but didn't like what she was doing, but you can't get rid of me. I don't want to see another person go through this, and I know inside of me that Meredith wanted to help people, so this is my way of honoring her. August 31st is International Overdose Awareness. The last Facebook entry Meredith posted was about International Overdose Awareness Day, 2018. If you suspect someone of using drugs, contact the National Helpline for Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services, who can put you in contact with agencies in your area. If you have prescription drugs in your home, consider dropping them off at an approved Arkansas Take-Back location at arkansastakeback.org or 501-618-8175. So I just wanted to read that to you guys because yesterday when I went to the doctor's office, it was sitting on the table and I thought, You know, I always like reading about people's stories and knowing what happened and how people passed and just, you know, that kind of stuff. And so Meredith grew up right here in Little Rock where I live, and she was a nurse. And I know there's quite a few of you who are nurses and doctors that follow my channel, and you have addiction problems. And just because, this is the thing about addiction, you guys, it doesn't matter if you're a nurse, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer, it doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're poor. Addiction affects all people, all socioeconomical backgrounds, creeds, colors, races, religions. It doesn't discriminate against whose life that it touches. Addiction is a deadly disease, and without treatment, you will die. It might not happen fast, it could happen slow, but the way the drugs are these days, your first time getting high could be your last time getting high. That's how serious it is. You know, I think what happens here on my channel, I feel like because we have fun and we love each other and we support each other, that we forget the seriousness of what we're really dealing with here, which is life and death. There's people on my channel that are struggling to stay alive because they're relapsing and relapsing and relapsing and relapsing. You know, if you have to be on medically assisted treatment for the rest of your life, then that's what you got to do. And there's no shame in that. If you're pregnant and you're on medically assisted treatment, there is no shame in that. You know, this whole like coming onto my channel and shaming other people or talking about people who are on medically assisted treatment, it's got to stop, you guys. If you're a drug addict in recovery and you're not on Suboxone or methadone, then I applaud you. I am so proud of you. But that is not my story, and that is not a lot of other stories on my channel. And the reason I made my channel is to support people that are going through the same thing I'm going through, that are struggling, feeling like they fit in, that struggle finding support, that struggle finding love. Medically assisted treatment saves lives. Maybe if this young lady had a chance to get on Suboxone, she might still be here today. But that's the thing, you guys. It's about life or death. Stop judging other people's journeys. Stop pointing the finger at people. Stop looking and comparing yourself and thinking, well, I did it this way. Why aren't they doing it that way? People are dying, you guys. That's what this is all about. It's not about whether you got sober through abstinence or whether you get sober through medically assisted treatment or whether you freaking do a back handspring and drop into the middle splits to stay sober. I don't give a rat's what you do to stay sober. And that's the thing. If we all could just remember where we came from and focus on loving each other and supporting each other, then this whole community and everybody in this community would be so much better off. Because what happens is we forget, you guys, that it's supposed to be principles before personalities, okay? You might not like me and we might not get along, but you're not going to catch me over here making videos about anyone on my channel, okay? Back in the day, I would call a mother out quick and I would make a whole video about them. But I've grown, I have changed, and I'm learning little by little by the mistakes that I make, you guys, because I'm human. And you guys literally get to watch me make my mistakes every single day. But I will always come on here and own it, and I will always let you guys know when I'm struggling. You know, I'm so transparent about my struggles with my taper on Suboxone because I don't ever want to give you guys the impression that it's just all roses and sunshine over here and I'm just living my best life. Mentally, I struggle with depression. I struggle with lack of motivation. I struggle with not feeling good enough. I struggle with feeling like people don't like me and don't appreciate me. I struggle with not feeling like I fit in. I struggle with feeling like I'm ugly and I'm worthless. And these are things that my addicted mind, my brain tells me, you guys. These are the things that my mind wants me to believe. Because when I'm believing those things, then I'm on the way to go out and pick up. And so every day that I make videos is me fighting against the disease. So I just wanted to read that to you guys and kind of like give everyone a wake-up call and a reminder that this is not about you. This is not about me. This is about the still sick and suffering out there. This is about life or death.